In this video, I'm going to teach you how to add a fan of depth to your true height wall. And so if we look back at our floor plan here, we can see that this room is 18 inches deep. So our fan of depth has to be 18 inches deep. And so what we're going to do is extend the ground line. We're going to make tick marks to represent that 18 inches. Then we're going to place the fan of depth point, and then we're going to start to extend all of our lines out. So again, let's go ahead and start by using our T-square, placing our pencil at that lower right hand side of our true height wall, and let's go ahead and extend it out. Okay, now I'm going to take my scale ruler again. I'm going to make sure that the 3/8 inches to the right, see it starts with a 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I'm going to put that 18 right on my lower right hand corner, and I'm going to make a tick mark everywhere that I see a foot. So here we go. 1. I'm trying to not put my head in front of the camera, but I'm nearsighted, and so I'm having a hard time like drawing the lines. Really, you want to get them right at the tick marks on your scale ruler, because if they're a little bit off, it's going to again be that like incremental thing that messes us up. Now, it's important to remember when drawing these things, we're not machines. That's what makes them special. Okay, but we want to get as close to mechanical precision that we can get. Okay, so there is our fan of depth. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a point on our horizon line that's at that same depth. So you can see here, it's right here. Okay, now I'm going to extend that line vertically and horizontally lightly. Well, just kind of dark, but all right, so that's the depth of this room. Okay, we've created our fan of depth line, but right now what we need to do is use the vanishing point to enclose our space. So you can use a T-square, or if you have a really long ruler, you can use that. But let's go ahead and start to pull these lines out to create the walls. And you'll see in a second why I drew that fan of depth line right there. Let's go ahead and start with the vanishing point. And this is really hard because, again, I'm trying not to get in front of the camera. So let's connect vanishing point through the upper corner and extend it, and look at that fan of depth line. See? That's where it meets. Okay, right there. That's where that wall stops. Let's do one here. Okay, extend it through and down, and it stops at that fan of depth line. Okay, how close did we get? Good. Okay, let's do the next one now. Vanishing point here through the ground line. Now we don't have a fan of depth on this side, and you'll see why we don't need one in a second. Okay, so we've got our ground and ceiling lines here, and this fan of depth is going to be really important, because look what happens now. I will teach you a magic trick. Here you go. Okay, so all I did was those 2 points where it intersected the vertical line that created the fan of depth, I extended them outward and connected them to the ground and wall lines over here. Now, if you've done everything perfectly, machine perfect, these should match up. Oh, look, see, they don't. Okay, now that's the cumulative effect of every little tiny issue between all of those points that I just made. Okay, it's not a problem, but you can see all of them add up to about 1/4 of an inch difference in where these lines match up. So I think it's an issue with my T-square and maybe my nearsightedness. But what I can do is I can either erase all these lines and try one more time, these lines right here, create those vanishing point lines one more time. Or what I can do is go ahead and connect these 2 points, knowing that the line's going to be a little bit crooked. Not perfectly straight, it's a little bit crooked. But only a trained eye would really be able to tell. What I'm going to do now actually is I'm going to erase those lines, and I'm going to find my long skinny ruler that doesn't have all of these issues, all of these planes on it like my T-square, and I'm going to show you how to fix it.